Happy Friday. Hey, everybody. We're going to try this again. Now, I know where her location is because I have it tracked on my phone and I know where her location is. So she's not going to be coming in the door today. Guaranteed. Not today. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun though, y'all. If you missed last week, let me just say, please go back and watch. It was a short one. I was all set to talk about everything we're going to talk about tonight. And my daughter and my grandsons came in, and Mr. Fiber and my daughter have been planning that for 2 months, y'all. 2 months. Can you believe he kept the secret that long? Wild, absolutely wild. We had the best visit. Okay, let me go say hello to everybody. Rosie's here. Hi, Rosie. Pam's here. Susan Burke, good to see you. Joan is here. Hi, Joan. Yes, we have a lot to talk about tonight. There's Laura from Knit for Brains. How are you doing? My friend Shannon, she is it Manitoba? I always get it wrong, Shannon. You have to tell me again, but she's in Canada. Maribel is here. She's going to be right back, though. She may be back already. Yes, you may actually get to be here. I know you had your grands last week, too, didn't you? Everybody's saying hi to everybody else. Tamara's here. Hey, Tammy. She's going to be crocheting. Okay. Lillian. She is here tonight. And it's Leanie. Is that right? I hope I said it right. She sent me and I haven't got your stuff out yet, Leanie. It'll be next week. But she sent me a correction. So I hope I'm saying it correctly today. Leanie. And then Tina is here. Hey, Tina. Yes, this thing is crazy. It will be a good conversation, and we're just gonna talk through it. We'll just get to whatever we can get to. We don't get to it all. We get tired of it. No biggie. So fun. I mean, I was totally in shock, y'all. Totally in shock. Hey, Lorna. How are you? I am so glad you're here tonight. Joan, did I say Joan? Did I say that Joan was here? I hope I did. I might have missed putting her name up here. Marilyn's here tonight. Good to see you, Marilyn. It is just weird, right, Tina? So weird. Which one? Which press conference? I am going to play one of the press conferences tonight. Not the John Ray one, but the other one. The John Ray one was like, holy cow. But I want to know what y'all think of that. There's my friend Cindy. Good to see you. I'm so glad you made it tonight. And there's Dawn Yarndoll's here. Yes, happy Friday. She's in the ads. Okay. She might be out by now. Mary Webb. Good to see you, Mary. Hey. Lefty is here. Hi. Stephanie, right? I hope that's right. Y'all know how bad I am. Joyce is here. Oh, hi, Joyce. Oh, they did get me good. I know, right? How is it possible they kept that such a secret? Oh, there's Melissa, Purling Through Life. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Oops, Ottawa, Ontario. There's my answer. Okay, you're getting him put down. I was gonna I was going to say, I wondered if he was listening. Hi, Kathy. Good evening to you. I hope you are well. And Jeannie T made it. There she is, y'all. Okay, before I forget, y'all, if you would like to have your channel linked down, dropped in here, put the word teal, T-E-A-L. It was the best kind. I know. Yeah, she's corrected me too. And she's crocheting too. Awesome. There's Debbie. Oh, you made it. It is hot. See, I'm not feeling my best either. I hope you feel better, Debbie. I hope you feel better. Just listen as long as you can. I understand. I said it right. I said it right. Yay. Well, I wasn't sure if y'all caught the look on my face because when she came in, I turned this way. So I was like, I wasn't really sure if you did see it, but oh my gosh. Getting there. Oh, I'm almost at the bottom. There's Chelsey. They're talking about, see? Well, of course that doesn't prove it, but I'm going to say she's not going to be here. She's not going to be right here tonight. Oh my gosh. They sure loved it, Chelsey. They really loved it. Not as much as me. I miss them. Miss them little toots. Because it was worth it. Yes. Because it was so worth it. Oh. There is Pam's. And I think it's got like, I want to say it's got like a 10 or 15 second in between. I don't remember how I set it up. It was just their little regular thing. So if you put your word teal in and it doesn't do it, wait just a few seconds until somebody's pops up and then do it again and it'll do it again. So then it'll do it for you. Oh, there's Jan. Hey, Jan. Yes. Is this a true crime and you just crochet or whatever? Yes. I do have some crochet alongs and some make alongs, Jan. I do. But I usually only do the true crime on Friday night. Tonight is my Stitch and Crime podcast. And this is the night that I do the true crime. Most of my other content is all craft related, although we do talk about it occasionally. Hey, Suzanne. Hi there. Good to see you. Hey, there's Vanessa. Whoop, whoop. Vanessa's here too. Awesome. Ivy B. Woo, there she is. Uh-oh. Okay, just paid my Patreon. Good to see you, Ivy. I feel like I haven't been on for so long, a few days, and you feel so behind on stuff. Denny Benini is here. She would like to be known as Denisha or D. What? What's newsworthy? What did I miss? Y'all are warm? Oh, so you in a warm time too. Yes. Cindy was busy, so she'll have to go back and watch. Glad you're here, Suzanne. Okay, I'm down here at the bottom now, pretty close. Which one, Denny? Which one? Tell me which one. I don't know if everybody has seen. Oh, good. Then you're in the right place. All right. So many of us watch this stuff anyway while we're knitting and crocheting. Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, by surprise. It was newsworthy. Yes. My gosh, it was so much fun. Okay, Chelsey. Love you, honey. Yes, and happy Father's Day this weekend to all the dads. I am not forgetting the guys out there. I want to say hello. I'm going to put up the deal for the lurkers because I not only have people who are watching and lurking, but also because I have guys out there that are watching with their wives or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. So here's for the lurkers. I can do that, Chelsey. I'll tell him. Okay. So first of all, I want to get this out of the way. There was another news conference held by John Ray, who is he is not the lawyer for Shannon Gilbert. I mean, he is, but he represents the estate of Shannon Gilbert and Mary, her mother. He represents their estate. So he's not really their lawyers, but he is a lawyer for several of the people who are the family members of the victims of Long Island serial killer also. And he held a press conference. And that's the one that I am. Let me just ask y'all, first of all, how many of you actually think, and I'm going to ask it kind of like JB did, how many of you actually think that anything that John Ray represented during his conference connected that any of that information connected to Rex Heuermann, besides being his daughter? Hey, Annie, good to see you. Hi there. Good to see you. But, well, I've got one no already. LISK stands for Long Island Serial Killer. Okay, Jan, it was fun. Because I watched, it was like the craziest stuff. He showed pictures of really gory pictures that he says. So he's saying somehow he was able to get a hold of to find Rex Heuermann's daughter Victoria's accounts on social media and then follow her account to see who she was following. That's the gist of it. And then he showed us pictures of the things that her account looked at. Okay. Still having a hard time connecting that to how she had anything to do with what Rex Heuermann may or may not have allegedly done. Laura, oh my goodness, I have not seen you in forever. Why have I not heard this? You're on Long Island. Laura, it's so good to see you. Oh my goodness. Okay. They found 3 more bodies on Monday in his house. This has not been in the news. If you can email me something to let me know where you saw that, I would love to see the stuff. That's wild. Yes, she is a Laura's a sweetheart. She also dyes yarn, y'all. I have some of her yarn. You've seen several things I've made out of her yarn. They were buried in his house. Good God. I don't know what to say to that. So tell us anything else you know. Anything else you know, Laura? Tell us anything else. That is wild. Oh, and I must mention too, she is also a very talented knitter and crocheter. Pretty fast. She's fast, kind of like you, Laura from Knit for Brains. She's kind of fast like her too. Yes, I need to find out if I have everything on stream, because I had it and I was watching them, and then for some reason I think I lost, like canceled something that we were watching it on. So I need to go back. They weren't part of the missing. Wow. Okay, well I will be looking for that. Most definitely looking for that. That is some really big news right there. Tubi has them? Oh, well, that's good because that's free. Tubi's free. Oh, see, look. There's other people who know you, Laura. That's awesome. Is Debbie having to go? Oh, you got a surprise this week. That's fun. Enjoy your visit. Oh my gosh, she got the surprise. That's funny. Okay, here's what I want to do first. There was a press conference. So I would like to play the first press conference, and I want to see. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it or not. So I'm going to play a little bit of it and try to do it through my speaker here, okay, and my microphone. And y'all tell me if you can hear it. I'm hoping you can. I hope if I turn this up, y'all will be able to hear what I'm playing. So I'm going to turn it on and play it first, and y'all tell me if you can hear it, okay? Because we had problems with this last week. Both issues in the rain. Okay, so here we go then. Why does it do that? The minute I put it up on the screen over here, or that I share it, then it stops playing the sound. Okay, I'm going to do like I did last time then. Hello, Tank. Good to see you. Let me pull it up over here and use the sound from my phone. That's what I did last time. I just don't really know why it does that. Give me a second, you guys, to find it. This one is...
This is breaking news. Happening right now, the Suffolk County DA is speaking on the new charges brought against the Gilgo Beach murder suspect. Rex Heuermann has now been indicted in the killings of 2 additional women, Jessica Taylor of Poughkeepsie and Sandra Costilla of Queens. Let's listen in.
Better?
Well, good morning.
Okay, good.
Thanks everyone for coming and dealing with our logistical issues in the rain. We appreciate it. We're here today to announce additional charges in the case against the defendant Rex Heuermann. Obviously, at the onset, I'll say these are just allegations. The indictment has just been filed. This is a case, court proceeding, and each and every one of these allegations have got to be proven in court, and we certainly look forward to doing just that. Today, as you've just seen, the District Attorney's Office filed a superseding indictment charging the defendant with 2 additional murders. Those charges pertain to the 1993 murder of Sandra Costilla and the 2003 murder of Jessica Taylor. So that's in addition to the previously charged murders of...
Right now, I'm letting it get caught up. I'm catching everything up to what I got over here, and then I will play it. I'm playing the sound from my phone.
Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Lois Bartholomew, Megan Warderman, and Amber Costello, which occurred in 1997, 1999, June of 2010, and September of 2010, respectively. So my intention here today is to discuss those charges, discuss the contents of the bail letter, and then turn it all over to you all for questions.
Okay, now.
But before I do that, before I discuss the indictment and the developments in the case, I want to thank our law enforcement partners, many of whom are here today. First and foremost, I want to thank the Suffolk County Police Department. My understanding is Commissioner Waring was unavailable today. I spoke with Rob, but he certainly brought a contingent of Suffolk County PD to represent his office. We have Deputy Police Commissioner Kevin Catalina. We have Chief of Detectives Darryl Simmons. We have Deputy Chief Stan Grodsky. We have, and then we have the commanding officer of the Major Crimes Unit, which includes the Homicide Unit, Sean Barron. So we want to thank all of them for their partnership. We want to thank the Homicide Unit for their continued efforts in this case. We have the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office here again. Spoke with Sheriff Toulon. He's traveling out of state, so he couldn't make it. But it's my understanding that Under Sheriffs Steve Kios and Keith Taylor are here. Certainly want to thank them for their assistance as well. With the New York State Police, we have Major Stephen Udis, as well as Lieutenant Ken Guy. Again, we thank them not only for their presence here today, but more importantly, for their partnership in this case. We have the FBI, Supervising Special Agent Don Hansbacher is here. I want to thank the FBI for their continued assistance in this case. And then I don't believe they're present, but we want to thank the United States Secret Service for their assistance in this case. We want to thank the Suffolk County Crime Lab. I know they're not here, but their work has been tireless and instrumental, and we are really very appreciative to them. I especially want to thank the K-9 units from the New York State Police, from Suffolk County Police, and from the NYPD, who came out a couple of weeks ago, and in very difficult conditions. They really did a fabulous job helping us to search an area of interest to us, and they went above and beyond. So again, I want to thank them. I frequently neglect to thank my own team, so I'm going to take the opportunity to thank them. We have, Chief Zacharies. We have. I want to thank them. I want to thank our ADAs, many of whom are working on this case. You heard from Nick Santamartino. We've got Larry Apizzo. We've got Andrew Lee. We've got Michelle Haddad. We've got a whole host of ADAs that have really been instrumental in us. Our investigators, our analysts, really fantastic work that they've done. I want to thank the victims' families, many of whom are here today, not only on the new charges, but for the original Gilgo 4. And this is what this case is about. We don't ever forget that. This case is about the victims and their families, and hopefully providing them with that small measure of closure. And the families have been nothing short of incredible. The way that they continue to support their loved ones and each other is really inspiring to us, and really helps us to keep coming in and working this case as aggressively as we've been doing. This case is a true collaboration, and again, mentioning all of those partners, without the contribution of any one of those partners, our ability to do this case would have been severely compromised. So again, I know I mentioned a lot of names. I know I went through a lot of agencies, but I just don't do that because it's the polite thing to do. I do it because it's the right thing to do, because they've really helped us instrumentally and will continue to help us going forward. Now, I'll just, before I get into the individual murders, the two new charges, what I want to talk about is at the time of the initial arraignment of the three out of the four Gilgo 4, and then at the superseding arraignment on the charges pertaining to Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and the Gilgo 4 was completed. At that time, we said that we were going to continue to investigate this case, that the grand jury with regard to the Gilgo 4 is over. But the case continues. The criminal prosecution continues, but the investigation continues, and that investigation has been expanded. The investigation has been expanded both to the bodies that were found on Gilgo and beyond. That's what we said, and I think that has come to fruition today with these two new cases or new charges. First off, with regard to Jessica Taylor. That her body was recovered on July 26, 2003, off of just west of Halsey Manor Road in Manorville. She was found on her back. She was decapitated, and her hands and arms were severed just below the elbows. Notably, a tattoo that she had been obliterated with a sharp object. 8 years later, her arms and skull were found on Ocean Parkway. Those remains were found on the same side of the road on the Ocean Parkway as the Gilgo 4. They were found less than a mile away from the remains of the Gilgo 4, and all of the 5 remains were located within 50 feet of the roadway. And I think you see that the graphic on page 5 of our bail document illustrates that. Jessica Taylor was last seen on July 19th in New York City. She was working as a sex worker. We know from from our investigation, from a number of financial records and other records, that the defendant, Rex Heuermann, was in New York City on July 19th. Jessica Taylor last spoke to her mom on July 21st. And then less than that was about 8:41 p.m. Then less than 2 hours later, her phone call made its last outgoing call. And we heard no more from Jessica or from her phone. The family alerted law enforcement on July 25th when she which she failed to return to her home for her mom's birthday. And then shortly thereafter, on July 26th, Jessica's body was recovered. At that time, the Suffolk County PD did canvass. They spoke to witnesses, and the witnesses had observed the night before, about 13 hours prior to the 911 call, they saw a dark-colored pickup truck backed up in the vicinity of where off of Halsey Manor Road, where Jessica's body was eventually. On July 28th.
Okay, so y'all remember that. Okay, hold on. Y'all remember the dark truck? We're talking about that dark truck. We're talking about his pickup here. You had cheesy fingers, and he had the cheesy fingers. Yes. So she's Laura lives on Long Island. You know, I totally forgot that. And she's saying that Ocean Parkway is in the same loop as Gilgo Beach, off of the Wantagh Parkway. Am I saying that right? And that is why she's telling us that she lives there. She lives on Long Island. I hope you feel better, Tank. And anybody else that's coming in that I missed, so hello to you too. And all of y'all who are watching, hello to you guys too. Okay? All right. So anyway, this is going to get really interesting really fast here. He's coming up on some really interesting stuff. And I do have this bail document. Okay? So here we go. Oops. It quit playing.
Access a Newsday article with regard to information on the case, and with regard to the police looking for information on the case. That search was erased, but we recovered. 1 day later, on July 29th, notably, the defendant was seeking to purchase a new Chevy Avalanche truck, notwithstanding the fact that he already had a dark-colored Chevy Avalanche truck, which was only approximately 4 months old at the time. The Chevy Avalanche, the truck, which we've been discussing all along, is dark-colored. His internet search related to the acquisition of the same Chevy Avalanche truck, but this time in white or bright blue, bright-colored truck, completely different from the dark-colored truck that he had been riding in. And once again, that purchase with regard to the new trucks that was attempted to be obliterated. We spoke, and Nick Santamartino did the bail application, so I don't want to repeat all that Nick said, but with regard to the hairs found in this case, Jessica Taylor was found laying atop a surgical drape. A male hair was found between the body and the drape. That was recovered back in 2003. In 2023, we brought that hair was brought to the mitochondrial testing lab for mitochondrial DNA analysis, and was able to the results of that was able to exclude 99.96% of the population, but not Rex Heuermann, the defendant. Then again, later in 2024, we brought to a second lab for nuclear DNA testing, and once.
Sorry, y'all.
The result was the defendant could not be excluded as the donor of that hair, and it's 1.837 times 10 to the 603rd power.
Be right back.
More likely that it came to that it matched the defendant or someone matching the defendant's DNA profile than a member of the population at large. And that number, just so it's 1.837 times 10 to the 603rd power. So what you do is you take that 1.837 and you move that decimal point over 63 places and add zeros. That's the number. That number doesn't exist. It's so big. Among other things that we're able to establish with regard to The murder of Jessica Taylor was once again family travel. We were able to determine that at the time of the disappearance and death of Jessica Taylor, once again the defendant's family was out of the state. They were staying at a resort known as Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. We were able to corroborate that information through witness statements, photos, and phone and financial records. In addition, there was a hard drive that backed up to a Palm Pilot, which was the defendant's date book. And in that, and again, this is chronicled in the bail application, but in that date book, it's indicated that his wife is in Virginia at Smugs from July 20th through July 27th, and that's page 14 of the bail document. With regard to the 1993 discovery of Sandra Costilla, again, on November 20th, 1993, two individuals while hunting in that wooded area of Southampton in the vicinity of Old Fish Cove Road in Northsea discovered her body. She was lying on her back with her arms outstretched over her head. Her legs were uncovered and her shirt was pressed over her head. The victim suffered numerous sharp force injuries, 25 in all, which we believe were post-mortem. And these were injuries to her face, torso, breasts, left thigh, and in her vaginal area. Once again, we had hairs recovered from Sandra Costilla. This is chronicled in the bail application. There were two hairs from Sandra Costilla's remains that are of particular significance in this case. One was a female hair that was recovered from the victim's right arm, and one, the male hair that was recovered from a tape lift of one of the shirts that the victim was wearing that was pushed above her head. In 2000.
Okay, so he's getting to some of this DNA stuff, which is really interesting. I did not realize, I don't know about you guys, but I did not realize there was actually a male hair found. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but that was news to me.
14, about 10 years ago, the two hairs plus another female hair, which were found on Costilla, were sent to an outside mitochondrial DNA lab for testing. And at that time, John Bischoff was excluded as the donor of those three hairs. Those ones.
Okay, we got to talk about this real quick. I had not talked about John Bischoff yet. So John Bischoff is a man who lived in Long Island, not very far. He lived in Manorville, not very far from Heuermann, but he lived in Manorville. Interestingly, he was a construction worker, which is, Heuermann is a architect. Bischoff was convicted of two murders. There were two women in Manorville that he was convicted of. And he was being looked at for these other victims on Gilgo Beach. They did connect Bischoff to those women by his DNA. His DNA was found on them, those two women. But he's saying that they eliminated Bischoff as being a donor of the male hair that was found on Costilla, because that first they were looking at trying to connect him to Costilla. Manorville is near Riverhead, which is near Montauk Beach, but it's about 10 miles or so up from Gilgo Beach, or is it farther than that? Hello, Ellen. It's really nice to have you here telling us this stuff. I appreciate that. It's farther than that. Okay. I know, having somebody local, that's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, Bitros DNA was found in the victims. Yes. Okay. Well, that makes more sense saying it that way, doesn't it? Yep. Gilgo Beach is South Shore and Manorville is North Shore. Yes. But I think we talked about this not long ago, but the parkway, that parkway is like, is it 60 miles? Don't know. We talked about that not very long ago when we were talking about where they were according to the map and stuff like that. Okay.
The task force began investigating Gilgo and related cases. Those hairs were retested in 2023 and 2024 and compared with the defendant's known sample from the buccal swab that we obtained. Regarding that male hair, the mitochondrial DNA profile developed from that male hair on the victim Costilla and the profile developed from the defendant's buccal swab are match. And specifically at a rate that would exclude 99.96% of the North American population. And defendant Heuermann therefore cannot be excluded as the contributor. On March of 2024, that same hair or an extract therefrom was brought to the same outside lab for nuclear DNA testing. And once again, the results came back, and which found it was 4.347 times 10 to the 332 power more likely to have come from a person genetically identical to Rex Heuermann than from an unrelated individual. So that's 4.347, and then you move that decimal point over 332 times to get the odds. Again, an astronomically large number. Regarding the female hair, prior to with regard to the female hair, one of the female hairs that was recovered on Ms. Costilla, prior to Ms. Costilla's disappearance, the defendant had been living with a female individual at his home in Massapequa Park. The female individual lived with the defendant at his current residence through the summer and into the early fall of.
Okay, so this was new information to me at the time that they're looking at for Sandra Costilla. Heuermann was still living in his parents' house, but he had not yet married Asa. He was living with another woman. Interesting. And so they found the other woman and they have eliminated her as a suspect in this as well. So that was new to me. I don't know. I think I found it somewhere in something I was reading. I think it was a Newsday article, and we can get to that here in a little bit. Massapequa Park is on the South Shore. It's a middle class to higher middle class area. Yes, that much I knew. But it's on the South Shore. So Massapequa is very close to Gilgo Beach then. And what about Oak Beach? Is Oak Beach also South Shore? Am I getting that right? Yes, Oak Beach is also on the South Shore. If you remember, you guys, Shannon Gilbert disappeared on Oak Beach. Well, and it sounds like it's marshier and harder to find. People wouldn't see him. And it's close to home because, as my little thumbnail says, he's a hoarder. Yeah, had to hoard them right there. That's my opinion. More populated. Yeah, it gets busier, more populated. Okay. Good perspective on that. Okay, here we go.
In 1993, and vacated the premises approximately 2 months or so prior to Miss Costilla's death in 1993. Once we got those two female hairs, once we knew of those two female hairs' existence, we went out and obtained a DNA profile, a buccal swab from this female. And that DNA profile that we obtained from the female buccal swab, we sent it to the mitochondrial testing lab. And again, it was able to exclude 99.98% of the North American population as the contributor of said hair, but it could not exclude the female who was living with Rex Heuermann. Again, we brought that same DNA and extract to the nuclear DNA testing, and the female's hair was tested and compared with the female hair that was recovered on the victim Costilla, and it was found to be 4.578 times 10 to the 1040th power more likely have come from a person genetically identical to the female witness who was living with Rex Heuermann in 1993, shortly before Ms. Costilla's death, than from an unrelated individual. Again, that's 4.578, and you move that decimal point over 1,040 places, and that's the number. There was an additional female hair that was recovered in 2014. That was recovered. That was compared to both the female living with Mr. Heuermann and the defendant, and we could not get a match on that, and that remains unidentified, that female hair. So we have those DNA results, and again, we were able to establish, similar to all the other cases, that at or around the time of Ms. Costilla's disappearance and murder, Rex Heuermann was living alone at the house in Massapequa Park and had unfettered access to the house, and no one else was living with him at the time. So now I want to discuss some of the newly discovered digital evidence in the case. Before I discuss that, I just wanted to clarify some of the things that we've been talking about in our earlier press conferences. I was asked specifically about smart devices and digital devices that were recovered from the home and business of the defendant.
I wondered that same thing, Tank, about that. Was it maybe a sister? Maybe, I don't know. They've not really said on that one. There's not really any good hint as to who it is either. And the one hair, they don't know. It's somebody totally unrelated that they have not come across yet. Or, like Laura's saying, some of those weren't even missing. They found those bodies. They weren't even considered missing, especially if they were sex workers. Nobody reported those women. It's, gosh, Gacy does sound that sounds very Gacy to me. Whew. Anyway.
With this case, so I just want to catalog that for you so you get a sort of flavor of what it was. We've recovered 15 different types of cameras. We've recovered 27 computers.
This one guy in the back definitely looks New York to me.
We recovered 22 external hard drives or solid drives. We recovered 46 cell phones. We recovered 9 Wi-Fi routers, 44 SD micro cards, which are like jump routers, 17 tablets, 42 USB devices, 8 laptops, 50 hotel cards, 4 GPS devices, 11 music devices, 36 SIM cards, 33 miscellaneous items, and 647 CD, floppy disks, or VSH or miscellaneous tapes.
Okay, now can we stop and talk about that for just a minute? Rex the Hoarder had they recovered over 500 devices. Now, when they're talking about devices, he said they're also talking about like, you know, like, what do you call them? You know, like these, or the things that would, you could put those in and look at the contents of them, cameras, all kinds of things. So when I said Rex the Hoarder, I was not kidding. When the people went in their house, they could not believe how much stuff was in that house. The house itself inside was a hoarding house. And that is something that is really hard for those that go in forensically to try to find everything. And so right there, we have to give them some grace, because it's definitely hard for them to find all of that information. And then they have to be more specific on their warrants to get the things that they are looking for. And then they find out that there's more stuff that they could have found, that they could have tried to take or to look for. And that came out this next round when they went in. I think he came from a family, because he bought that house from his parents. And I think his mother was. And I think he left it all there. And I think you're right, but I also think he has a history of a family. I'm not putting hoarders down. Y'all look behind me, and this looks fairly neat back here, but I got a lot of crap, okay? So I'm not putting anybody down for for how much stuff they have. But I am talking about how hard it is forensically to find what they're looking for. Oh, I think so too. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm reading y'all's comments. I'm taking a break from here so that we can talk. I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear him say that about hotel keys, but that's interesting. Yeah, we all have some of that, right? Who wants to throw your good stuff away? Good evening, Shad. How are you, my friend? So good to see you. Hi there. Oh, it's pretty good. I must say, it's pretty good. Yeah, yarn doesn't count. That's right. Yarn does not count. There you go. Curator of craft supplies, not a hoarder. Curator. Yep. Okay. Let's see what we got left. Y'all, we are about 20 minutes. We got a little more than 20 minutes left. And then we'll go from there. I should have skipped that first part, but but this guy in the back next to Tierney, like right to his left, that guy looks like a New Yorker and a half, doesn't he? I'm telling you, he definitely is detective. He definitely is law enforcement. Okay.
Again, in the months subsequent to the arrest, we've been endeavoring through our own office and with the help of the Secret Service to analyze that massive amount of data. And analysis of those devices has revealed, certainly, that Heuermann had a significant collection of violent, bondage, and torture pornography, which was dating back to 1994. And that material was very similar to the condition that the two latest victims were left in. In addition to that, it is alleged that the pornographic images that were accessed by Heuermann are consistent with the crime scenes of both Sandra Costilla and Jessica Taylor. Now, as part of our processing of the electronic devices, the task force discovered a Microsoft Word document entitled HK 2002 through 2004. That was discovered on a laptop in unallocated space, meaning there was an attempt to erase that document. But as most forensic experts know, that even when a document is erased on a device, it is the user could no longer access that document, but forensic experts using particular software can retrieve it, and this document was retrieved in this case. It was a locally created draft, which means the document itself was created on the laptop. It wasn't downloaded from the internet. The document was...
They found evidence that he tried to scrub. He tried to scrub or trash some things. They found evidence of things that he used to try to get rid of information or to clear it from his computer and devices.
Modified. It was originally created in 2000, and it was overwritten a number of times and modified between 2001 and 2002. Now, as alleged in the bail application, the task force believes that this is a planning document, and it was utilized by Heuermann to methodically blueprint and plan out his skills with excruciating detail. We allege that this document evinces the defendant's intent in committing the charged crimes, that his intent was specifically to locate these victims, to hunt them down, and to bring them under his control and to kill them. His motivations, meticulous planning, and clear intent is obvious. His intent was nothing short but to murder these victims. And we allege that the methodology, that the exact method by which these murders were committed in excruciating detail in that document is in some cases identical to the methodology to murder the 6 victims in this case. Now, I don't want to speak further on the document. I believe the document speaks for itself. So if anybody has any questions about the document, I'd be more than willing to answer them. But before turning it over for questioning, I want to reiterate, right from the very beginning of this case, from the onset of the case, the first indictment, we said that the case was not over. We said we were going to continue to investigate the case of the Gilgo 4 and find more evidence. We've done that. We've said that we were going to expand the investigation both on Gilgo and off, and to investigate new cases. We've done that, and that's resulted in the 2 new charges that you see here today. So that's what we've done. That's what we've continued to do. And, my office, along with our partners, are not going to stop. This case continues. So with that, I will turn it over for questions.
I had a question about...
We'll just go, if we go right to left.
About the plan.
I didn't see it down there.
So I'm just wondering, why is he not being charged with first-degree murder? Because of this Webb document that he had, planning these murders on, why is it second-degree and not first-degree? Isn't that premeditated?
So first degree, I mean, there are a number of different charging theories you could use for murder in the first degree. One of them is if you charge a murder within a specific period of time. I think it's 18 months. So if you look at, so we have 3 murder 1 charges and 6 murder 2 charges. And if you look at the time of the deaths, Sandra Costilla, 93, Jessica Taylor, 2003, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, 2007, Melissa Bartholomew, 2009, Megan Waterman, 2010, and Amber Costello, 2010. Those last 3, Bartholomew, Costello, and Waterman, fit within that period of time. So we could charge murder 1. The other ones, unfortunately, fall outside. So we're unable to.
Do you guys understand about the charges and what he's talking about with that? What, Bobbies? Oh, those verbs. They have to have, in order to get first degree murder, it has to be in a certain amount of time. And so it didn't meet all the criteria. So they have only so many of first degree, and then the others have to be second degree because of the time frame. And also because in order to charge, there was something about the amount of murders also played a part. And it had to be a certain amount of murders within a certain amount of time also for some of the charges also. And they did not have, they needed, they had the 3, and then they started adding the charges. They had the 3 girls, and then they added Maureen Brainerd Barnes. She was the 4th for the Gilgo 4. But they had different time frames for those too. There were different time frames as when they went missing. Yes, that is, I didn't know if anybody knew that is actually how they got, originally how they got his DNA. Yes. And that is because he threw away a pizza box right outside of his office there in Manhattan. And by this time, they were following him. They were also following his daughter, and they got her DNA the same way. Not pizza, but from a Monster drink or something, from a drink. I don't know that we really know Suzanne, but right now he is charged with 6. He is charged with 6. If you ask me, there's going to be a lot more. I think he's responsible for the 11 on Ocean Parkway. And I think that it's now, I really did not believe he had gone outside of there. I really did not believe that. I believed that he was responsible for up on Manorville. But as far as being responsible outside of Long Island, I really did not believe that, but I'm beginning to believe he may have. Trace evidence. People store a lot of private info on, yes. And they will use everything, just like they did with the day bills. Okay, do you guys want to hear the rest of the questions, or do you want to go on to some other information? We want to start looking at the bail document. And what are y'all drinking? I've got coffee in my cup. You can get one of these in my spring. There's serves on the bone. That is my coffee. And then over here, I have my water in the cup that was made for me by Amber, Crafty Performers. Well, I know that they have definitely gone through a lot of stuff, but they've got a long way to go with that many devices. That's how they're able to charge him some more. First of all, is some of these devices and stuff. Coffee and water, tea and popcorn, nice cup beer. You and Madonna would get along good. She's a beer girl. Okay, thank you, Annie. Oh, Serbs was crying as much as I was last week. Maybe so. Peach nectarine, water, and coffee. Cafe and Wasser. Yes. Ice water. No AC. How are you don't have AC? I got 2 of them on in here. Wild cherry Pepsi and water. Skinny syrup. What's a unicorn flavor? I don't know that one. Yeah, I'm wondering if you just don't have it. Diet Coke. Peppermint tea. I may have to do some of that peppermint tea here after a while. My stomach has been upset. I think she's not very far from me. No coffee after 2 p.m. Okay, doing your herbal tea. I should be doing that. Rosie's drinking water. Peach sweet tea. Oh, there's a window unit in the bedroom. You just don't want to eat supper on the bed. Okay. Okay. It's like a berry flavor. Ah. Seltzer. I like seltzer water. I like it with the little crystals in them. Suzanne's doing some wine. Do you have a mommy glass or a special glass? She's special. Okay. I think then I'm going to stop here. If you guys want to watch this again or you want to finish watching, you can go to the link is down below. Let me find the other ones I was looking at. Okay, this is the bail document. And I'm going to do like some flipping through and just sort of reading, okay? And there's a whole bunch of them on here, by the way. Let me show you. Over here on the side, there's also, see over here, we also have Christopher Watts and his final redacted version. We've got, hang on, the Donna Adelson, Adam Montgomery. There's a whole bunch of them on here if you want to read their bail documents, guys. See if I can get rid of some of this stuff that keeps popping up. Okay. So this one is Suffolk County bail application. Rex Heuermann is the defendant. It says on July 14th, 23, he was charged by a grand jury with the following 6 counts. Now, this is the new one, okay? This is the new document. Go away. Goodness. Okay, we'll leave it right there. Murder in the first degree for Melissa Bartholomew. Murder in the first degree for Megan Waterman. Murder in the first degree for Amber Costello. Murder in the second degree for Melissa Bartholomew. Now, why? Sometimes they do that. They will charge you for things, and that you also could be charged on the lesser offense, or you could be found guilty of the lesser offense too. So, second degree for Melissa Bartholomew. Second degree for Megan Waterman. I can't do anything about that thing over there. murder in the second degree for Amber Costello. And then this is a superseding indictment, second degree for Maureen Brainerd Barnes, second degree for Jessica Taylor. And they're saying on or about July 21st through 26th of 2003. And Sandra Castillo on or about November the 19th, 20th of 93. Okay, then we have order he be remanded without bail. So I have to kind of read through here. The 2003 and so part of Jessica Taylor was found in 2003, and the other part of her was found in 2000. Of her remains were found in 2011. In Manorville. And this is what he was talking about. She was found lying on her back. All the things that he talked about earlier. And then the other part of her remains were found very, very much in the same way as the other women were, 50 feet from the side of the road off of Ocean Parkway. On the same side of the road within 50 feet. That's what he was talking about. There is the map that I was talking about. Oh, you guys are already looking some of them up? It's 900 pages? Goodness. Oh, good deal. I'm glad you got to celebrate, Tammy. Jessica Taylor. They're talking about Jessica Taylor. She was from Poughkeepsie. So at the time that Jessica disappeared, Rex Heuermann worked in the same vicinity as where Miss Taylor was known to street walk. And the records seized during the execution of prior search warrants revealed that Heuermann was in fact present in Midtown Manhattan the same date as Miss Taylor disappeared. Hi, Kat. Glad you're here. Okay, now let me see what else. And then this is where he was the Tierney was talking about a forensic analysis of Rex Heuermann's digital devices revealed that he accessed a Newsday article, "Cops Seek Help in IDing Manorville Body." So he was looking this up. And then it was deleted. And then he looked for a search on Chevy Avalanche, despite the fact that his Avalanche was only 4 months old, 1 year old. This is the information about his avalanche. That's the word I was trying to think of. That's the one that he was looking at. This is what he was looking at, so that it would be a different color than the one that he had. Then he's talking about the hairs. And it was matched to the defendant's buccal swab. So they took that hair that was found underneath Jessica Taylor to a lab, which analyzed it and matched it to the mitochondrial DNA from Heuermann. It's a lot when you look at these. It's a lot. This is what I'm trying to see some stuff that he didn't talk about. We didn't get to. Okay, now I wanted to talk about this part. This is the part where they talked about Heuermann's family and when they were traveling in relation to the disappearance of Jessica Taylor. This is one of the things that John Ray has been screaming about. He was screaming about the fact that in at least one case, when the police said that his family was not home, they had a date down for like July something. And he went, John Ray went to the place where they supposedly stayed, and he got the records from them right out of their computer, which said that they weren't there during the same dates that the police said that they were. So he's talking, yes, Atlantic City, I believe is right. I believe that's right. So this part, they're talking about how Heuermann's family travel in relation to the disappearance of Jessica Taylor. As part of the ongoing investigation, the task force established that Heuermann's wife and children were out of the state. And it would have allowed him time to execute the crimes. Specifically, in 2002 to 2003, Heuermann's daughter Victoria was a kindergarten student at McKenna Elementary in Massapequa. Victoria was classmates with an individual whose identity is also known to law enforcement as Witness 2. And based on post-arrest interviews with the witnesses, including Witness 2's family and Victoria Heuermann, the Gilgo Homicide Task Force has learned that at the conclusion of that kindergarten school year, Miss Ellerup and her 2 children vacationed with Witness 2's family from July 20th through July 27th at Smuggler's Notch Resort, and that Rex did not attend this trip. I think that's the one that John Ray is talking about. Isn't far from Atlantic City to Long Island. Yeah. I just don't. My problem is I'm not seeing evidence. I'm not seeing any real evidence that connects Heuermann's family. You coming up, Bubby? That connects the family to this. Even with the stuff that John Ray showed. Even with everything that she was looking at. I don't see where it ties it together with her being present or any of those things. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying I don't see the actual evidence of that. 3-hour drive. Okay. Yes, and it is. It's all very scary. The daughter was looking at a lot of things. Absolutely she was. But it does not prove that she knew. That in itself for me does not prove that she knew. Knowing that Asa was a swinger, okay, you think that he shared with her what he was doing, that she knew what he was doing. It was. I don't know how you got through it that many times, Denny. And maybe it'll all fall together soon, you know. Okay, now it says, these witnesses' accounts have been corroborated via telephone record, electronic data seized during the search warrants. Gilgo task force seized AT&T records, which detail calls made from Heuermann's residence in July of 2003. These records show that during the family vacation, the landline which was located in Massapequa target residence, made several calls to telephone number in an 802 area code, tied this phone number to Smuggler's Notch Resort. And here's the records. Here's some more phone calls here. Should be Heuermann's Manhattan business, RH Consultants and Associates. Now, we do also have to mention the fact that Heuermann's daughter, Victoria, was working. I'm looking at the wrong arrow. His daughter was working at the office with him some of the time. That is another fact, too. Well, part of it from what they so here, let's get back to some of what John Ray was saying, which was that they are misrepresenting themselves. Supposedly, Asa has had 2 different kinds of cancer. She's been in cancer treatment. She could not afford to live anywhere else. She wouldn't have been able to sell the house. They took a whole lot of things that she would have been able to use to sell to get money, and they were strapped. And they're saying that, according to Asa and her children, a lot of the issue is that they were strapped. There's also some thought that the son has some issues, that there's something wrong with him as far as like, I guess some sort of learning disability. He has some sort of, I haven't really been able to pin that one down as to what it is that he has, but that he depends on his family in a lot of ways for his care. But John Ray did find pictures of Victoria that show that she's not the person that she has been putting herself out forward as with the way she was dressed. He found things where she was dressed completely different, which was interesting. woe is me versus this is me kind of thing. So that's interesting. So I don't think he had more than one home, but I believe he spent time at his brother's. And I don't remember where his brother lived, but he did spend time at his brother's. However, he lived in timeshares and things like that. Well, there's that. So I don't really know. Yeah, she was dressed kind of like a schoolgirl at the age of 27. Yes. Hey, Nisi. Good evening. Good to see you. Yeah, but it's like a timeshare, isn't it? I don't know that they actually own it. I want to say it's timeshare, but I'm not sure if that's right either. Okay, let me see what else this says. I'm starting getting a headache a little bit. I may have to quit. We may have to do this in two times. They're saying that the family stayed in Jeffersonville, Vermont, and that the phone calls corroborated that. Okay. Something was said, Mimi, but I do not remember. Yeah, I don't remember. There was something said. Yeah, she has filed for divorce. In July 2023, when they seized a hard drive from the basement, an analysis of the hard drive, his date book, was able to convert this data to readable format. Wow. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see that. Is this well, that's nice. The date book for Heuermann says right here, wife in Vermont at Smugs. Wife in Vermont at Smugs. All the way down. And the dates. He even had Derek at house to cut post. Oh, look and see. Pick up Derek from airport. Yeah, this is work-related stuff. But wife in Vermont at Smugs. So it's on his Palm Pilot. We've been talking about it. How do you feel about it, Nisi? Oh, thank you. It is getting. It is a lot. But I'm thinking we may do this in two. I'm thinking I may go ahead and do my giveaway. What page are we on? 14. Give me just a second here because this is the stuff that was talked about. Of course, y'all can go and read this too about the John Bittroff thing. And then we've covered a lot tonight already, though. It is. Well, okay. I don't know if you know this, Laura, but we have been doing book club on the book Lost Girls by Robert Kolker. So you guys, I will tell you this. I had planned to do that coming up this week, and I did not get to it to get everybody who comes on the wheel so that I can pull winners from book club. I will do that this week, and I will hopefully be able to pull some names coming up next week. Ooh, wait. Oh, this is interesting. Page, you guys, this is page. I want to read this and then we'll go, okay? This is page 19 of the document. It says here at the top, this is the DNA stuff. It's got the victim. This is the designation in the bail letter, approximate location of where they found the hair, the mitochondrial results, and the nuclear results. Mitochondrial is much smaller than the nuclear. Nuclear mean nucleus. Sandra Costilla, they found male hair on Costilla. It was a tape lift of striped shirt above the victim's head. So her shirt was pulled above her head, and they did a tape lift, and there they found a hair. And 99.96% of those of everybody else can be excluded, but Heuermann. And nuclear, 4.347. That's those numbers he was talking about. There was a female hair on Costilla on her right arm, and that belonged to witness 3. On Jessica Taylor, there was a male hair underneath her on the surgical drape underneath the victim. Okay. There was a surgical drape. And that was Rex Heuermann. On Maureen Brainerd Barnes, a female hair on Barnes. It was the buckle of the belt that was restraining her lower body. They could not do mitochondrial. They did nuclear. And that came from Asa. Megan Waterman, there were 2 female hairs on Megan Waterman outside of her head, Asa and Victoria's. Yes. Yes, he did. Also on Megan, there was a male hair on the bottom portion of the burlap, and that belonged to Rex Heuermann. On Amber Costello, there was a female hair that was a tape from around the area of the head. They could not exclude Asa or Victoria. Those were theirs. Now they're talking about all of the... Okay. Whew. Let's give away a bag of stuff. How's that? We're going to give away a bag of stuff, and then we will cover some more of this in another session, because that's a lot. What else did I have for you? The other thing I had for you, and I wanted to show you what this is, okay? And this article has some information in it talking about Asa. So let me put this up here real quick. Oh, thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Yes. Oh, yes. I know it. I know, they have not talked about direct linking to that storage unit. They have not. I've been waiting for that too, Joan, and I haven't seen, other than that's where they found all of this stuff, all of this electronics and stuff. And that's going to be farther down in this deal. So this is from the New York Post, and I think that I have this link down below. This is Asa Allerup. Heuermann is married to Asa Allerup, according to neighbors and reports which say she is Icelandic. She is also 59, listed as living in the same Massapequa Park home. Heuermann can be seen looking her way in the photo of herself, that's him back here, on her Facebook page. There is little other information. The next door neighbor, a retired firefighter, could only describe her as quiet. Heuermann's wife was equally mum when she showed up in court in Riverhead ahead of his arraignment. Now, the date on this one, stop it. This was 2023. This is an article from 2023. And see, that's Victoria. Okay. And at the first arraignment, she showed up by herself, but at the next arraignment, she showed up with all of those people that are from Peacock that she's doing. She got a contract to do a documentary. Heuermann was 26 when he first got married in New Brunswick, New Jersey, according to a 1990 wedding announcement. His first wife, Elizabeth Ryan, was described as a graduate of St. Peter's High School and a New Brunswick Montclair State College, where she got a degree in business admin. At the time, she was a junior planner at a New Jersey office supply company. Heuermann was an intern at an architecture company 4 years before he started his own firm. His brother Craig was his best man. And this is Victoria. So they're not sure why the first marriage ended, and no one has been able to talk to the first wife. She was one of four. Victoria is listed as one of 4 key members on his team at his company. She got a BFA in fine arts. Is that what you call those pictures? Good God. Okay. The son is special needs. It says it here. Partially disabled. So neighbors saw less of Heuermann's son, who some sources suggest was his stepson. So there are suggestions that the son is actually Asa's son and not his actual son, but Victoria is theirs. There's the house. So if you guys want to read this, I do believe that I linked that down below, that you can go in and read that too. Okay. Now we are going to mark the checks. Yeah. He does, in that picture, he definitely looks like the ogre that is talked about in so many of the reports, right? Definitely looks like the ogre. Okay. I'm going to mark the chat, and then you guys can put in What are we going to do today? I guess we could just put yarn. How about yarn? Y'all put yarn in the chat. And then, there we go. Hi, Tracy. Yeah. Well, you know, somebody's talking about him being gigantuan. They have to put 2 sets of cuffs on him. He's that large. He's a large man. I mean, just huge guy. So y'all put yarn in, and I'm going to, we'll pick somebody, and whoever I pick will say which one of these they want, and then I will pull it out, and there will be a number for a coordinating bag in here of yarn, and each of the ones I have in there right now have a bag in it also. Future ones may not have bags in them when I do this again, but I was destashing some of my bags too. And then you will tell me whether you want it to be a surprise or whether you want me to show you what's in the bag. Yeah, God, the guy is huge. So he picked itty bitty women, like itty bitty as in size and how their height, so that he could overpower them. Do you guys have any other observations too? I want to know that before we go. Anything that you're kind of want to talk about that I haven't talked about, we can maybe do that next time. We didn't have Naomi tonight. Is she live? I did not look to see if she was live tonight. Sometimes she goes live on Friday nights. Dawn is live. Nancy is live. Okay, why did they suspect him? I believe they tied the phone data to Heuermann first. I think that's what it was, Tracy. I think that they tied the phone data from the cast, and on top of that, they had eyewitnesses that saw his truck. And so when they narrowed the phone data down to Massapequa Park and to that neighborhood, they had him. They also had another police officer that they were looking at. And they started trailing him. They started to trail him. Yep, they had an eyewitness. They actually had a guy that's okay, Sally. Good to see you. Hello. Okay, I'm going to mark the chat. I don't know if I have a moderator here tonight. Yep. Well, what happened was the truck came out. They matched that truck, as they had pictures and other things of that truck. It was talked about as a tip in the files. And when the task force was going through it, they had an officer that was going through all of the tips and all of the things and said, hey, we never followed up on this. Okay. How many is it, Annie? Yes, Nisi is 18. I don't know. Okay. We're going to go with 18. A number between 1 and 18. Okay, it's number 4. Who is number 4 on yours, Denny? And Denny is too, right? Okay, I see Pam on mine, Tracy, I see Suzanne, and then I see Jeannie. That's who I see on my screen. Everyone else is seeing Mimi. Let me go back up. This one, did that come in before all the others? Because my screen is very slow. Okay, Nisi is a moderator and says that it is Mimi. Okay, Mimi, Tammy, send me. Okay, so which one do you want, Mimi? There's one teal left, and then we have, and I'm not really sure. I think these are cats. We have 2 cats in white and a little dog in white, and then we have a little cat in gray. So you have to pick one. Hey, Frozen. Oh, Mimi says teal. Okay. This one. So now let's see what the number is. Number 10 is number 10. So now what I need to know is, do you want to see what's in it, or do you want me to send it to you as a surprise? I'll let you decide. I'm going to go and get number 10. Y'all, I should not have a headache today because I went and got adjusted. Everybody else wants to see. Do you want to see what's in it, Tammy, or do you want me to just send it to you as a surprise? She's teasing us, y'all. She is teasing us. Okay. We need to see something really cool and nice after all of that. Y'all, I was going to color today. That was what I was going to do. May have to come back tomorrow and color and talk about other stuff. Oh. Oh. Okay, first we have a yarn bee. This is from the last sale. Feeling Gradient. I got it for $1.74. This color, doesn't it say? No. Sweet hibiscus. Sweet hibiscus. This is 77 acrylic and 23 polyamide. And this is a number, it says it's a number 3. More like a 2 with fuzz. I know, that's true. Oh my gosh. And to go with it, this would go really nice with it. That's probably why I did it. Melon smoothie. This is a skinny cake. Also a number 3 weight yarn, 795 yards. Denny Benini, I would do it. Another one from the sale for $1.49 is Fresco Fiber in eggshell. 290 yards. This one is a number 3 weight, 59 cotton, 36 acrylic, and 5 other. I don't know if I want you to have that now that I look at it. That's a 3 weight. See, this one can go because there's some of that cream in here. You could make one of those campfire cardigans. This is Loops and Threads. This is called Kai. This is a really cool yarn. This one is a number 3. Color is called Mint Chip. See, it's got like this teal in it. This is a good bag. Anybody know what that is? Yeah, from the last clearance. Nope, not Noro. we would have so much fun, wouldn't we? Cindy. Cindy says it's hers. Yep. It's beautiful. That's what it is. Yes, it's beautiful. So it is a shawl in a bowl. This one is Prism. This is, doesn't this have wool, the shawl on a ball? Cotton, acrylic, and other. That was back when they were calling them other. We don't know what it is. 481 yards. So you can make a shawl from a ball of yarn. 481 yards on that one. And it's already caked for you. I think this is one of the ones that Mr. Fiber caked up when I was still in the way back, before it was the man cave. Okay, and then remember I said that there was a bag? Y'all ready for the bag? This one is by Fancy Boy Designs. It has teal polka dots on the inside. I hope you're a Hufflepuff. With the snitches on the bottom. And it's padded. It's a padded one. There's a stitch marker there, a couple of stitch markers, and a progress keeper, which is the lightning bolt. So yeah, that's that bag. Oh, that made us feel a lot better, didn't it? Okay, I am going to try, and of course I put some stickers and stuff in there too. Oh, you're welcome. Gosh, he makes the most beautiful bags. He really does. He does make great bags. I have the boy, the one with the boys on it that I love. You are so welcome. A much brighter note. Yes. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go take a pill for my head, and then probably all the lights and stuff too. Turn the lights and stuff off and do some stuff, and I'll come back. I hope, I don't know if I'll come back tomorrow or I'll come back on Sunday, but y'all be watching for my my thumbnails for the lives, and we'll do some more stuff, and we won't talk about crime. But if there's anything, if there's ever anything you guys want to talk about crime-wise and stuff, or anything else, just send me an email and let me know. I love hearing from y'all about that. I don't know if I showed you guys either because my phone was busy. I want to show you one more thing before I go. I've been meaning, I don't think she's here tonight, but Roseann Alxdr, y'all know her here. She had sent me a picture. Roseann. Let me see. Oh. She made my hat, you guys. She made, this is from Roseann, and she made my hat. And she did it in the full pattern. Look how stinking cute that is. And I forgot to show this when we did the show and tell the other day. And Leanie, I do have your package, but I got busy with the kids and everything. I will be getting that out to you. So Tammy and Leanie, your patterns will be going out. I promise. So I'm going to have to go back through my emails because I don't know that I caught everything. I just have to remember to show them all to you. Is it 3 years? Oh my goodness, the Summer Wells. Because we can't help ourselves. Oh, I did finish the shirt. You guys, I'm going to take a pill and then I am going to get this done too. But let me show you what the shirt is going to look like. Some of you, if you know, you know. But I have the shirt. Are y'all ready? Here is the final version, and I'm going to put it on my spring. And Lori's not here unless she's watching Not Your Grandma's Crochet. I am going to get that put out on, and that is the subscriber blanket you see there. I had another version, but this one won out. So that is going to go on my spring tonight. Okay. Okay. Now I think it's everything. Is that not the fun? Oh, it's just too fun. I know. I know. Okay, y'all. Yes, you saw the progression. Oh, of who? Who? They did a face thing on Summer. Oh. Did they have another press conference about that? I'll have to look that up too. Okay, y'all. I love y'all. Have fun today. Thank you all so very much for spending time with me. And I don't know what's going to happen with this case. I've been saying all along that I'm not quite sure that there is going to be a trial. When you get this much stuff against somebody, but the way that his defense is talking, I think we might have one. I really think we will. Okay, y'all. Love y'all, and I'll see you again soon, okay? Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend if I don't see you.